You might be fooled, but this is not a farm. It's actually one of Melbourne's thriving restaurants. This is the foundation to their success.
In this episode of Behind the Business, we're going to uncover the three things that have contributed to Scopri Restaurant becoming not only a household name, but an institution in Melbourne, and how Scopri has leveraged its goodwill to build other business opportunities. But before we go to Scopri, let's head down to the farm because there's ingredients on the farm that are key to their success.
Started out that we were living in Melbourne when we first opened the restaurant almost 17 years ago, and we turned that backyard into a little food forest. But because we basically lived and breathed at the restaurant every day, we didn't really eat any of the food that I grew. So we started taking that into the restaurant. The chef at the time said, "Your lettuce is just so much better than any of the lettuce we can buy from the wholesalers." And that's how it started, really. People know the story. They do. They love it. They know that we've moved up here, that we're growing all the veggies, that we're, raising our kids here. It's a very familial feel.
Is Romsey Ranges Farm a passion project, or is it a commercial adjunct to a successful restaurant?
There's a big pit over there. That's the money pit.
Money pit?
Yeah. So we just keep throwing it in there and burying it,
But it's yeah.
No, it's a passion project. It's our home as well, which is a big part of it. And it's great now, especially that we have two small children. I mean, working from home is incredible.
Whilst it's a passion project, how much does this outfit here contribute to the restaurant's point of difference, do you think?
It's probably hasn't not able to really put a value on it sometimes.
We can't put a value on it, but what it's done, it's made the restaurant unique. It's turned it into an institution.
Yeah.
Also the tax benefits.
Having a farm puts Scopri Restaurant in a unique position versus other restaurants in Melbourne,
Delicious.
but it comes with certain challenges.
Talking about like high value crops that I do grow, and this is one under this side. So these are our sourcing tomatoes, this low row here.
Oh, okay.
They're a variety called San Marzano. So I have a whole row, which is about 42 plants, and it usually makes us about 100 litres of sauce every year.
Wow.
We'd like to do more because the restaurant uses a lot more than that.
Yeah, because as you say, the reverse of that is a glut
Yeah.
and, significant costs to deliver it. And then, you've got to focus on, okay, well, how am I going to distribute it and to who, which may take you away from the main game.
Yeah.
How's it changed the ordering?
Chefs are used to ordering little bits at a time because they're prepping daily. It took me a little while to work out how to grow better suited to their needs as well. So it's a bit of a meeting each other halfway, really.
I mean, to me, that's a unique construct for a farmer and an end user, a chef, to have. I guess we'll see more of that as we head into the big smoke just down the road.
We made our way into Melbourne to the restaurant to see how the engine runs, and I had a sense that there was more than just good food that makes them successful.
What energy you bring to a child, if you like? A hard work ethic to start with.
Yeah, I think that was probably number one, wasn't it? We both, because neither of us are chefs, so we're both front of house.
No, which is really interesting, right?
We've never really marketed ourselves on a big name chef like some places do, It's always just been about providing good, consistency is the one thing we've managed to sustain. And they keep coming back. They know it's going to be the same and the same and the same. And that's why they can confidently recommend to their friends and their friends.
Hard things to deliver. Like, how do you do that?
The culture is so important, and making sure that we have the same mindset and what we believe in. Whatever it might be, produce has to be fresh, high quality if it's. And that's the culture, and that's what we built here, and service has to be to a certain standard. Yeah. I went and saw Marco Pierre White, who's one of the greatest chefs in the world, and he handed his 3 Michelin stars back to Michelin. And I went and saw him, and he said the kitchen takes up 25% of the experience. The rest is service, ambience, remembering people's names, making people feel welcome, remembering last conversations that someone might have had with guests the next time they come in. And they're the things that really make it a big important, because we're actually selling that experience. This is Alexis, our executive chef.
We heard about consistency, but I wanted to hear from the head chef and see if he shared the same views.
What's the point of difference in your mind?
I think it's the consistency of the food and also the service and everything. Like you come in, everyone, they've got people who've been working here for 15 years, you know? Like some of these waiters and waitresses are just incredible. And then the culture, everyone comes in, you have like Bruce at the door, Anthony walking around, chatting to tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So consistency.
Consistency and culture.
Service.
Yeah. And the food. Yeah.
Service and food.
Yeah.
And culture.
Yeah.
So it's a small engine room. Come in. It's a small engine room, but there's a lot of cylinders firing. Maria is one of our longest serving staff members.
How long have you been here, mate?
30 years. She came with the building.
Hey team, what's it like? What's it like working for?
What's it like working here at Scopri?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Well, what's beautiful about it, apart from Maria?
Like we are close, it's a small kitchen, so we are close. It's like to work in a family environment.
Yeah.
We want each other. We've been working together, all together for a long time, so it's like a small family business.
Family, happy family.
Yes. Yeah.
Number one family, help each other and respect each other. And we love the job too. We love Anthony, but I like Alison too. Alison is the one.
So the culture thing hit me between the eyes. It's culture on another level and it's so positive. But how do they think about the hard dollars and cents and operations?
How much is this a game about food economic versus?
So, to be honest, Anthony's probably, Anthony and Alison, probably the most generous operators in terms of food.
We're family business, but that's why we have the consistent return customer, because we are that way. We're a family business. We're not reporting to investors. We started from nothing, and we would be working all day, every day together, and we would be giving people like free limoncello at the end, and we just keep topping up, giving just that generosity that we started to do right from the beginning, and then that's how we gained. The repeat customers are like, oh, we know they really look after us when we go there, so we come back, and and then we managed to be able to employ some staff, which was amazing. Remember nights out the back polishing glasses at 2 o'clock in the morning, go, what are we doing?
Have you got limits around that from a business perspective, or is that not the way you look at it?
I don't think any of us look at it that way at all.
We're not here to. We're not a charity.
So
we
not
still
here
need to make
not
money.
here.
So this made me realise that their business model is very different to stats on a page and performance targets. It's about people, service, consistency and economics.
If I reflect on your industry, hospitality, and I see some of the corporates that are involved, and I don't wish to be rude because some of them are, going great guns in their own light, but it's commoditising things a bit. You don't see all the passion come through to the customer. But it takes a lot to keep that Energizer battery stuff going, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But I think that's why you said about the opening the bar, there is an element of coming into this same venue every day, and the tight spaces we work in with high volume of guests sitting down. Having something extra to put your energy into definitely makes you feel a little bit more inspired to keep going, to keep providing amazing service and food to people.
For the first 12 months of the bar, had so much publicity in the press, and every time they'll mention the bar, they mention this restaurant.
Part of the idea of opening up the bar was to have a place to be able to send our customers that are waiting for their tables. Instead of sending them to the pub across the road that's not ours, we send them to the bar up the road that is. So it was a dual purpose.
Yeah, and it hit the ground running, and it's got an electric vibe in there. Like the energy's amazing.
Let's go.
It looks familiar, doesn't it?
As a result of the bar and bringing a different age and stage in, are you finding that you're getting that trickle back here?
Definitely, you definitely see it. We've definitely seen a change in the demographic here, especially at night time, especially weekends.
Okay.
You see that. And you see young couples that go to the bar that want to try Scopri, or we've had such a positive experience there, or let's try their other restaurant.
So that's interesting. I mean, when I value a business, I look at what I call the customer portfolio, and there's no right or wrong because you can be very concentrated in a particular segment of, the human race in terms of who you service, and do very well. But sometimes that concentration can add risk. So it is invariably good from a value perspective to have a bit of diversity.
Oh yeah, we've got 10 baskets, not just one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to have those.
Yeah.
We've got these young kids, like, in the kind of like early teens or, 10, 12, that kind of age, whose fathers are all friends and come here, and now they're coming as adults.
I mean, I talked about the institution label before. I mean, that's a bit of an indicator, isn't it? That it passes through the generations. Yeah.
Labelling Scopri as an institution is a big rap. I sat down with Anthony to understand when he realised that Scopri had become an institution.
Well, it's extremely busy, and when we went into a lockdown, and then Alice and I came up with a concept. What are we going to do? Came up with a ready-made meal, finish at home meals. Subscribe for a month, and it took off. And you realise all the hard work that you put into that 10 years leading up. You realise how powerful goodwill is when you see a crisis like.
I love that because there's pent-up demand sitting there in a customer base that you'd nurtured for 10 years.
Yeah.
You just had to figure out a way of connecting with them in a difficult environment in a different way.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. And the support was huge. I just want clients ringing up, we'll get you through COVID, a box each for our staff, a box each for my daughter that's never been to Scopri, a box for my granddaughter that lives in Dalesford or Macedon.
Yeah.
But it wasn't so much our regulars buying, it was all buying it for others. The brand just grew and grew and grew. You hear about goodwill, but you don't realise until what you've done for the last 10 years is paying off now, because we're going to get through COVID, no problem.
It sounds like it's cemented the brand.
Definitely cemented the brand.
It underlines that goodwill and building it can be deceiving. It's like a snowball running down a steep slope. It starts slow, and now it's supercharging the prospects of this business.
People tend to go to places they trust, and hence why a restaurant like this will continue to be busy even if there's challenges out there, because the regulars still love coming in. It takes time to build that, it just doesn't happen.
I'm a valuer. How do you value a brand?
I'm
like
sure it's
that?
difficult.
Eh?
I'm sure it's really difficult. I think about that all the time. How do you value our brands?
Yeah.
So we need to make choices on what we do to add value to our brand. So really, it's not just a restaurant and a bar or a farm. It's also now becoming a real estate play, and you have to expand and have other businesses.
I think that's a good way of looking at it. And I go back to what I said about, saying to business owners, look, sometimes it's about thinking about what you're going to sell, and that's the value. Other times it's thinking about the value you get along the way. And other times it's a both. Some business owners, say to you, well, there's no money in goodwill anymore. People only want to pay for hard assets. But if we were valuing a business like this, we'd look at the institution aspect and the brand aspect, and then we drill down as to why is it so. And the why is it so would be, okay, let's look at the customer base, and let's look at the repeatability of that customer base, their purchasing behaviours, and how that customer base is changing, and the diversity factor. And we'd also look at the supply element, and we'd say, well, hold on, as a result of that supply element and the team, you've got, as you said, consistency of product and service, but you've also got some elements of taste and freshness and story that are differences in a competitive market. And then we'd say to ourselves, well, who can replicate that quickly? Not many people can in the city situation. We mentioned someone in the country that could. But then the issue is, what are you valuing it for? Because as you sort of said, maybe we can't sell it on the basis that it's our home, it's our farm. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just how you've chosen to do it. But I think,
we never did it with selling it in mind, which is probably not a great business decision.
No, but I always think about what's the exit plan.
the worst exit plan is the one that you want to happen in 6 months, because it won't happen. It's a journey over 5 years, at least in my experience. I'd really like to say thank you for inviting us to your home. But it felt like home this morning. It feels like home the minute you walk in there.
It's no surprise it's an institution, frankly, because it delivers service, food, and an experience on a consistent basis. But there's so much more to that. It's got a culture second to none, and it's got a point of difference. Its produce comes from a carefully curated farm just an hour and a half away from the restaurant. All these elements provide a business model which sustain competitive advantage. What underlines the tag institution is the greatest compliment for a business owner in terms of success, and that is that you have generations coming back and new generations supporting the business. And Scopri has that in spades.